You are now listening to the Drunken Monks Podcast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marlo Brown. That's Denise Fiver. Got it right this time, at least a little afterwards. Denise Fiver, the Nubian goddess, and we are the Drunken Monks. Once again, episode 8 week, God knows whichever one we are, and we're going to talk about it soon, but yeah, time is about to lose all meaning once again. So, Denise, how are you, sweetheart?
Good. Can't complain. Well, I always complain, but I never can complain. So I good.
You always complain, but you never can complain.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take. Oh, man.
How are things with you?
I mean, we spoke a little bit before the recording, but I mean, shit is not good with me right now, man. And believe it or not, it ain't got nothing to do with the next topic, even though the next topic has made me a little sad as well. But yeah, just been had a rough, basically, couple of days. The young daughter, my daughter, has been under the weather, and so I had to basically deal with that. And little household things have been going off and on and wrong and whatnot. So I'll be the first to admit, shit ain't sweet. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna sit there smiling. Yeah, things are good. No, fuck that. No, Jed, I'm pissed off. And so thusly tonight, we drink. How are you, sweetheart?
So what are you drinking? I don't see the green cup.
Somebody stole it. Somebody stole the cup.
Somebody stole it?
Somebody stole the goddamn cup. Or rather, it's someplace. I don't know. Whoever took it, and what's weird is that people know that that's my cup at this point. So...
They took it on purpose.
Who knows? Like they're trying to get me to stop.
Representing the house, man, the family. They're saying you can't be drinking out of a raggedy cup. So probably they just.
Listen to me. The cup is not raggedy, sweetheart. The cup is not raggedy.
All right.
A symbol of the struggle of things being good and being what they're supposed to be. So, what did you do this weekend? What'd you do?
What did I do this weekend?
What did you do this weekend?
It's so long geleden. It's such a long time ago. I went to the beach. I went to eat fish. And that's it, I think. Did a little bit of things in my yard. Planted some stuff. So, yeah, that's it.
Human fish or lionfish?
Hey. Just fish from the Caribbean Sea, please.
Oh man! All right, cool. You're into planting, then. You're into the agriculture, a little bit and whatnot.
Well, I like the idea of planting, and I like the idea of eating stuff out of my garden, but I don't like watering my plants. So I always start very well, and then I made pesto from basil from my yard last week, and it was delicious.
All right.
So, and I made my drink from last week with mint from my yard. So, yes, I got stuff. And it's raining, so I don't really have to water my plants. But now I have to make an effort to water my plants.
Dude, it's a simple thing, man. Automatic watering system. You don't even got to think about it. Just keep the hose on, and then it'll water them whenever you need them.
I know, but then somebody needs to come, and it's a long story. It's a long story.
It's a long story. There you go. All right. Are you ready to start, love? Are you ready to get into it?
Born ready. Let's go.
Cool. First story on the docket for today, and yeah, you and I are both citizens of Curacao. Yeah, we just had an election, didn't we?
Yes,
we had a
we
hell
did.
of an election.
We did indeed.
It was interesting as hell. For the uninitiated, Curacao had parliamentary elections last Friday, which in turn determines who's in power. So the amount of seats in parliament or the coalition in parliament determines who gets which ministries because that particular coalition is thusly in power. You know, and surprisingly enough, or unsurprising to some, MFK, Movimento Futuro Curacao, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Them bastards, they pulled it off with flying colors. Out of the 21 seats, them suckers got 9. Now, that might not sound like much to y'all who don't know math, but who does know math and know politics knows that you need a majority to be able to do that. And they were 2 seats away from that. So, yeah, the mandate definitely lies with them. I think that they got the formateur as well. The reason why that you see me, I'll be honest about me. Reason why you see me being a little kind of trepidatious and whatnot and so is because MFK is also the party of recent corruption. They several members of the former administration of MFK of about 8 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. They got themselves into a lot of hot water. Their leader, Gerrit Schotten, got arrested and charged and convicted on the fact of certain frauds and certain mismanagement and abuse of power as well. He got out for good behavior, weird enough. But it wasn't just him. It was certain prominent members that was also taken with that one. So the MFK of now, they presented themselves as not of that ilk, and they tried to present themselves as more as homegrown with the current leader Pik. For those that speak Dutch, stop laughing. But Pik Pisas, Gilmer Pisas, he is a man from Bandaba, which is basically the country here, and he's a man of the people, as is like to be portrayed and foretold. And yeah, MFK went with it with 9 fucking seats. Talk about overperforming. D, if you have any idea about this, please speak, because I'm about to cry into my whiskey first before I do anything else.
I know. Yeah, the crying in the whiskey. I mean, this is democracy at work. So indeed, the people have spoken. So this is what we got.
That's what it is.
Then also about the 9 seats, it is the system is a little bit complicated because it was a whole thing with restzetels. I think they got about, like, if you look at their numbers, like how many votes they got, I think they got about 5 seats. But
Right.
because of the remaining seats, there is a whole calculation how you need to do it. They got the majority. But notwithstanding, they got 23,554 votes, which is a lot. And Pik Pisas, the leader, the party leader, by himself got almost 17,000 votes.
Right.
And that's like the second runner-up, like the second person is Eugène Ruggenaat, who is the current prime minister, or at least the demissionaire minister-president. I don't know what demissionaire is in the leaving, the is it, how you call it in English? The
outgoing prime minister.
The outgoing prime minister got 8,500. So a little more than 8,500. 8,595. So with 16,000, almost 70,000, it's almost double. So like Pik Pisas won by a long shot. And then of course you got other vote grabbers on his party. So yes, right. They really won. And I think it just signals that the people were done. People wanted to change. People were done with the politics of the last 4 years. They want something completely new. And I think it shows a little bit the polarization that we have in Curacao. It shows the gap between the haves and the have-nots. between the so-called intellectuals and the so-called people of
Working
the
class. It's called working class.
So it shows us the divide. And to me, what was really interesting is that this election proved things we probably already knew. Now, yeah, not everybody because the other parties lost, but that promotion of spending money on promotion, on promoting yourself, is not the way to go. It won't win you the election. We had Fichon. Fichon was a new party, young professional people who spend a shitload of money on promotion, on looking cute, on looking hip and fast and snappy and weet ik veel wat allemaal.
Right.
Came with all kind of gimmicks and all kind of new things. Didn't even get one seat. And then you got MFK. It was quiet around MFK for a long time, but they were just busy under the radar. And it shows that under the radar is way bigger than I think most parties took into account. So They focused on the tip of the iceberg and they didn't see what was underwater. And I think MFK really saw that and they capitalized on that. And you also see that, for example, with the young dudes, with the new party, Cambio pa Corso, the guy Cynthia Koba. Right. He was actually the fourth biggest vote getter, and he by himself pulled 3,200 something votes. Right. So for a Carolinian standard, that's a lot. And he didn't have money for campaigns. He didn't really promote themselves in the traditional ways with flags and T-shirts and movies and radio spots. And he almost got a seat, almost. He was 50 votes shy of a seat. So I feel sorry for him and his party. But again, it showed that the way that the establishment looks at the voters and at how to present themselves is outdated. It's just outdated.
But then it's easy to say that it's outdated, but then I'm always of why? For me, good or for bad, and believe it or not, I've had a couple of conversations these last couple of days, and more contentious than I was expecting. A lot of people are blaming populism. A lot of and like even stronger, people are conflating populism and right wing as the same thing, and it's not necessarily the same thing. Populism is populism.
But how?
Populism tends to be populism comes off of populi, which means the people, in some weird Marlo Latin or whatever the fuck. But what I'm saying is that a lot of you talk about how Fichon missed the mark, right? And that for me was not a surprise. Out of everything, I was hoping that those boys would have done well. I was actually hoping that their formula would have worked a bit, because that means that marketing penetration goes beyond borders. It means that everybody that's watching YouTube will see the clip and be like, oh, you know what? It'll activate me to go check their site or whatever. I was hoping for something different out of Vision, but unfortunately, they proved me very right. And at the end of the day, I think that what MFK tapped into, and by the way, let me bring another little tidbit forward. MFK, from my view, cannibalized Curacao de Nostur, Amparo's party. They cannibalized them. Whatever Amparo had, MFK took with him. Like that, and Amparo had the money and he was spending it around and he was doing things and he was out there like nobody's business, but he ain't got nothing to go home with. He ain't had nothing to go home with. MFK took that. I think that MFK and not in zeker zin PMP, because they got a certain amount to as well, after not having anything the last election cycle, I think that it tapped into something. And the something is revolutionary if you're not paying attention. The something is that, yeah, as you said, people are pissed off. People are mad. People are not happy with the politics as usual. Par, God bless them, and especially God bless them in the last year. They did their best. They did their absolute best. Ruggenat, I could feel like he did his best where certain things were concerned. But you can't get away from the culture of your party. And I think that Par thought, and maybe Man to a certain extent thought they were the two that were in the coalition up until now. Thought that if they just make everything good or everything smooth or whatnot and so, the rest will come with it. So they weren't talking to, the poorer barrios. They weren't talking to certain people. And whether or not that was right or wrong, it can be at least argued that it wasn't effective. That they had to have been in the places where MFK took their lunch. MFK was in certain places. Pik was all over the fucking place.
But I don't think that would have saved them because they're already seen as elitists. So yeah, okay, so you go to wherever the barrio and you have food with you break bread with people, it's gonna be like, why is like it's suspicious? Why are they here? Why is he here? What does he want? You know? So yeah, and when is the moment to go? Yeah, 2 days after the election, you should then enter the barrio again, I guess. Because if not, if you do it later at a later date, it's gonna be like look at him campaigning. So I think they miss the swag of the people, if you can call it that. I don't know if there was anything they could have done to gain popularity aside from their administration, because people are also looking at not only are they elitists and supposed intellectuals and that kind of way, but what have they done for the last 4 years for us? Nothing, because we are even more hungry. We lost our jobs. The roads are bad. Whatever, all kind of thing. So they are also judging them on their administration, and yeah, we all know.
But wait a minute. And I am not an apologist. I'm not even close. But I do ask, or rather, let me say it like this: I am going to sit back for the next 4 years and see what MFK and PNP got to offer. And I don't mean that with any kind of shade. I genuinely want to see. I'm hoping. I still have hope, believe it or not, despite the past. I'm hoping that Pik and everybody have their own mind and they're not just extensions of the ghosts of old, without putting more things out there that'll get me shot. Right? I hope that they are truly their own party. I hope that PNP has had some time to sit on the bench and to sulk enough to think of things and to do things forward. At the end of the day, no matter who represents me, I want the country to go forward because I'm here. I'm here. My family's here. You're here. I want everybody to rise. You check what I mean? There is no factionism where I am concerned. That, out of everything, that bugged me the most going to vote last Friday. It was like, I understand about the tribalism, but here the tribalism is on the next fucking level, man. It is. Tribalism. Just
No,
I'm.
why is
I'm
it
part.
on a next level?
Hmm?
Why is it on a next level?
I don't know, man. I saw groups, for lack of a better word, accosting individuals at the polling station, like trying to like. Somehow people think that me and my shirt and my do-rag and my cap and whatnot, going up to people when they're about to vote and yelling at them, vote for my tribe, somehow
People do
works.
that?
I swear to God that happened. I swear to God that happened.
I vote in a posh neighborhood, so those
That
things don't
happened.
happen.
No, but my polling station is in Koraalspecht. So yeah, take from that whatever that you will, you know what I mean? But that shit went down, and It didn't went down in an ugly way. It didn't went down like it was almost comical, and but it was like you're yelling at me to change my mind based off of how pretty your colors are, and no more than that. And that for me is like that is the definition of tribalism. That is not. There is no merit there. There is no, and we've talked about this in previous like episodes too. Like I would love to have had somebody tell me why this party is better than that one, or why this particular individual is better than that one. A couple of superstars. You got the Picks of the world, the Eugens of the world. What's the face? Like Elsa Rosendahl and them type of ones. Tell me about anybody else in the party.
Elsa didn't do good, man.
Nah, Elsa sucked.
Elsa, like the Democratic Party is just the people who are in the hospital on cost planches, like those people who are in on life support, not being able to do anything.
Right. But it's still in there.
And the doctors and the medical staff are saying you just need to shut it down. You need to take them off life support. Like the brain dead. The brain dead. And like no, keep them alive. No. And that is basically the Democratic Party. I know it has, but the thing is, the party has a legacy. It has it was a super strong party, and it did a lot. Like most of our social laws came out of the Democratic Party. And
is that right?
Yes. Like I think like a lot of laws surrounding labor. Most of right? Came from the Democratic Party.
I have a different view of the Democratic Party because I'm from up north. Democratic Party is like the only party that I know that's truly national in the Zin van de Antilles. Like Democratic Party is on Saba. Democratic Party is on Station. Democratic Party was on St. Martin up until that they've mutated into something different. Right? Democratic, like I was surprised to find that the Democratic Party was down here. You know what I mean? But Democratic Party, you talk about.
No, but it started here. Huh? Yeah, I know. Listen, it is. You have to look at the history for that, because it started in Curacao. It started actually in 1944, and then because of the Antillean constellation, they were smart and they branched out.
There you go.
Because like if you win on all the islands, you can form the government. So the Democratic Party branched out, and that's how they did politics. But it actually came from here.
There you go. All right. Well, then the more you know. Yeah, toch? No,
they just died, and now every time that they contend the elections, they're just taking away, especially in this election. I feel they took away votes that could have gone to non-MFK party.
Yeah, right. No, but listen. I will end off with this, and then I would want you to retort if you feel like. I don't think that no party is dead. I honestly don't think that no party is dead. You do look at the results. You do look at what happened now. Yes. But what happened now is the result of 4 years of work is what I see it, right? I would want for the Democratic Party, for Vichon, and whoever else that lost, that didn't gain anything, if you're really serious about this place, if you're really serious about yourself, even if you're just dirty and want to get like a pension or whatever the fuck, work for the next 4 years. Do something for the community. You know what I mean? That money, like, we won't be able to get into it, but I sent you a little article that tried to frame the amount of spending that was given for the campaigns. Just like how you said, between the shirts and the flags and the billboards and the movies and the radio and whatever the fuck. On average, 280,000. This was projected. 280,000 guilders per campaign or per party, basically, right? 15 parties brings you to roughly about 4 million guilders. Imagine the money. Imagine the good that you can do if you don't buy shirts with that. Imagine the good that you can do if you don't buy caps with that, flags with that, billboards, whatever the fuck. Imagine.
MFK did that. MFK did just that.
Right, but what I'm saying is, imagine if all the rest fucking did it. Imagine if Vichon did it. I'm pretty sure that if If Sean would have gone into the barrios and like, yo, Dread, I'm like, I got a team of like accountants in the back of me. I'm gonna help y'all do y'all taxes and have every one of y'all get back like 100 gills, 200 gills, or whatever, instead of paying like 1,000, right? I will help you do that for free. I can imagine that Fishon would have gotten a couple more votes than it would have gotten.
But I think Fishon had counted on that because he was not even number 2 in the end. There, like Fishon was Miles Mercera and Ishair Monte.
Right.
That they founded, and maybe another guy, I'm not sure, but they were the two that were in the spotlight.
Right.
Ishair Monte. So Miles is the pretty boy, the gladde verkoper, you know, he's
the game show host.
He's exactly. That's Miles. And then you had Ishair Monte. I think this was their strategy. I don't know. This is just me observing from a distance. Right, and then you had Ishair Monte, who was more of Pueblo, so more of the people. Right. And he was actually he's still doing his work in the neighborhoods. He's doing a lot of community work. And I think, and so Ishair was also on the list. Then Miles and Ishair had a falling out. Ishair left. Ishair, out of spite, well, I don't know, but so it seems.
Allegedly.
Joined
allegedly
the last position, the partij doer. So like if you join in the last position, you know you're not gonna be a minister or a parliamentarian. He joined and he actually got a lot of votes, you know. So the Pueblo element and the grassroots movement and the community work was in Vichon, but it left. But then I was also like, it is so fake that if you only have one person doing the community work. So I was like, yeah. And if you see how Ishair did, he pulled a lot of votes, even though he was in last place.
Right.
So I need to look up, but maybe he pulled a lot of votes. So yeah, it was a real loss for Fichon.
Right. Well, maybe they learn from this, love. Thank God and amen to this. We're going to the next segment.
All right. Let me have some Jesus blood.
Because we haven't pissed off enough people yet. That's ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. Welcome back, folks. Boy, Denise.
Mm-hmm.
You see me shabby here, right?
Uh-huh.
A little shabby here. I ain't shave, I ain't do nothing, right?
What wrong with your hands?
Listen, we are going to do a little something for the next couple of weeks because we got a couple more episodes left. We are going to see how bad it gets. And I start with this.
Okay.
You and I both know what the hell is coming down for, but for our listeners and for our watchers, let's announce it. I get locked up, they won't let me out. Whew. Guess what, folks? Lockdown.
Lockdown, baby.
Oh, son of a bitch. Curacao is under lockdown yet again. As we speak, it's in effect. Because
it's lockdown light. It's lockdown light.
It's lockdown light, you feel?
Because schools are open.
Mm-hmm.
Daycares are open.
Mm-hmm.
The real curfew starts at 9:00 at night. We have the restriction that we cannot go out every day. Going out on the street depends on it was before. But if you ain't got a car, can you just walk every day? Or if you're not using your car, can you walk every day?
Last time I checked, I think that's out of the consideration because you're not allowed to go to the beach either to go swim, exercise, gyms. Certain places are certainly locked down.
You can walk. You can walk for yourself. Like you can walk in your neighborhood. That's allowed.
yeah.
And last time it had specific hours. You could only walk in your neighborhood from, was it from blah blah blah, from 6 to 9, and then again from 6 to 9.
Hey, no, I know exactly when it was because believe it or not, and this is where this is actually kind of interesting. This is almost interesting from a like a storytelling perspective, right? So right around this time last year, as you know, because you're one of my good friends, I nearly died. I was in the hospital. I had Harrison fleas staking, and for those that speak English, that's a meningitis infection. And doctor told me if I was a day later, I would have been dead. So that's that. But the recovery was slow. And literally in this week last year, I was recovering in the hospital because about a week before I got diagnosed with it and everything else, right? Got home. Was about doctor told me it was about 4 to 6 weeks before I could even walk and deal again or whatnot. So just when I got on my feet was just when that thing that you talk about last year, about they was able to open up everything a little bit. They gave us the opportunity to walk in your neighborhood and walk and do things and whatnot. So, and that was not from 6 to 9, from 6 to 9. No, that was actually 6 to about 7:30. 6, 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere there. So like it was a real short window to be able to go and walk. And I took the chance. I had my son with me. At the time, he was basically 13 years old. My daughter with me, she was 1 year, and I was happy to be alive. So I took the chance, went out on a walk with him. And then what happened was that after that, things got easier and easier and easier. But I do agree with you in the sense of because jokes is jokes, but it is lockdown light. Schools are open. The logistics of it automatically means that everybody's on the road at a certain hour. So between what they call 6 in the morning till 8 in the morning, from 12 until 2 in the afternoon for lunch, and if you have a kid at the creche, I think it's from 4:30 until 6:30, somewhere there. So. But there's like 6 hours in a day. If you have a kid, you can deal with it. And if that kid happens to go to a crush as well, you can deal with it. So it's not complete lockdown. It's not as bad as it is, but it is a lockdown.
Yeah, and I know for us it's easy for us to talk because we're not business owners, and the job situation is stable and sorted out. But I know for those for entrepreneurs, people in the horeca, so people in the food industry like restaurants, bars, things like that, it is not lockdown light for them. Again, it's we barely held on, we just barely survived, and now we're at the afgrond again. Now we're staring in the abyss again, and this time if we fall in, we might not be rescued, So I do feel for the entrepreneurs, people with their own businesses who don't have supermarkets, because it's gonna be hoogtijdagen for the supermarkets again.
Yeah, there was toilet paper in the supermarket last time I was there today, so at least that
we learned.
Yeah, there's an evolution of thought, but no, I would agree with you 10 times on everything where that one is concerned. It is disheartening to know that we shot ourselves in the foot, and that's what it feels like. It genuinely feels like the masses are like teenage kids that don't want to hear the wisdom of their parents, and
spoiled.
Yeah, it does. To point back to the last segment, it does, like, the winning parties had rallies, man. I saw the clips, I saw everything that came down with it and whatnot. And it wasn't, like, you could hear the music playing and everything, and yeah, we won, okay, but do that from home. I don't mind you hitting a victory lap, but then common sense, just a little, You know what I mean? Just give us all the TikToks, give us all of the like Instagram stories or the Facebook stories or whatever. Put on your shirt, put on your whatever, and wave your flag in your house. You don't have to go to the rally, man. You don't have to do that. Jesus Christ, that one hurt me. And what's crazy is that we're not gonna feel that now because that happened over the weekend. So in about a week or two is when we're gonna see the numbers of that. Right now, we're on 140 plus cases every day for the last
Yep.
week and a half. You know what I'm saying? Right now, active cases is about 1,200, 1,300. Right now, the hospital, CMC, the Curacao Medical Center, put out a statement over the weekend, not even now, it was like a couple of days ago. Yo, we cannot take on any more. We're already at capacity. We our nurses are worked to the brim. We cannot do anything else anymore. And yet fuckers are be like, yo, Dread, it was a conspiracy. Power was trying to steal the election. The numbers are not real. Kiko Kiko.
I even
Brothers,
heard we're in lockdown because PAR is upset. PAR is the outgoing biggest party, the party of the prime minister. They were like, yeah, PAR lost, so now we're in lockdown. I'm like, what's wrong with people? What is wrong with people?
dude, no, but they were saying before the election because it was trending. Let's be honest and real. If Parr really wanted to steal the election, and if Parr really wanted to have a thing, they already had the excuse on Thursday. It had to be locked down on Thursday. Last week, Thursday, we already had numbers like what we're seeing right now. They should have locked it down from since then. Parr and whoever else was with them, Mun and whoever was not in a good position. They had to make a damned if you do, damned if you don't choice. I would dare say, right, that they kept the doors open just to keep that fucking accusation up. Like, yo, we did everything we could. We did every fucking thing we could, and now elections is done, everything is tabulated. Be happy. All right, fine. Lockdown coming out. Fuck it. You know what I
But you
mean?
know,
We don't
I'm very curious to see how the new government is how they will deal with COVID. Okay, the new government is not going to be in office until mid-May, so
the
it's
19th,
still
right?
a long way to go. And I'm assuming by that time, yeah, and I'm assuming by that time the numbers are down again because we are locking down now. Because like the first time Curacao did so well, Aruba was going crazy, Holland was out of control, and we did extremely, extremely well in terms of infections, in terms of deaths. You know, we did extremely well. People are now tired, I think, and and there is this British the British strain, which
Variant.
is
Yeah.
very much very potent, and it is worse. So that also plays a role. Maar yeah, people are tired, and you see, helaas, the effects. And this government is working very hard to try to balance everything. And I wonder how the next government is going to what they're going to do. Because indeed, you can say we have to lock down because this is not good for the economy, this and that and the other. But if our hospital at this moment is indeed putting out statements that they cannot do anymore, they're already postponing all non-life-threatening surgeries and other treatments. So if you're not about to die, you will just have to wait to be helped or to be attended to because they're busy with COVID people. And now
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for one of the conspiracy theorists or one of the chief deniers or whatnot for their grandmother or their wife or their daughter or somebody to get hit with it. And God, I'm not wishing ill on nobody. Be honest about that. But I'm waiting for that moment when it hits somebody where you
no,
can't deny it no
it's
more.
not somebody close to them themselves. Wat gaan ze dan zeggen?
Yeah, and then at that point is like, yo, Dread, oh, now we should take it serious. Like, brother,
Is it still a little
it don't
flu?
pass.
Like,
But don't pass.
yeah.
But don't pass. Listen to me. Listen to me. I ain't even playing with it. I got my family. My family does what they got to do. My son, my daughter, my wife, they're doing what they got to do. I'm doing what I can do as well. I am staying out of the people in the way. I'm buying the toilet paper whenever that I can. buying chicken whenever that I can. Call it the fuck George Dread. Yo, fuck it. I survived lockdown last time, nearly dead. Wifey, overwrought with like worry and strain and whatnot. And so my kid like sunk in because of what I was going through. Now he's happy, she's all right, job's okay. Fuck it. I'll do this standing like on my head. I will Zoom you outside of the podcast, and we'll drink and we'll talk and we'll shoot shit. We'll fucking figure it out, man. But I do feel for anybody who's out there who's caught out there yet again. Again, the business owners, the small business owners, the blue collar workers who depend on the daily wage or on the quincenas or one and so. I feel for them. I haven't heard any talk about moratoriums for like mortgages again. I haven't heard like any kind of moratoriums for any kind of rent or whatever the fuck. That worries me. That genuinely worries me.
I think for hypotheca for mortgages, I think it will come for big loans by banks. I think it will come because they also understand like what else are you gonna do? Like you cannot get money from people who don't have money.
Exactly.
So
no, but I'm
so
hoping. I'm hoping, and again, this is not shade. I have my opinion about the incoming potential government or whatever, but I'm hoping that they do right. I'm hoping that they take care of the ones that need taken care of. I hope that they do it in an honorable and in a legal and in a proper way. I don't want to see anybody fail. This is the one point where Schadefreude does bad for me as well. I don't want to see you fail. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you succeed so that we all can succeed. I want to see it done right.
Yeah.
So I would wish, without bullshit or whatever, I would wish the government, the incoming government, honest to God, I would wish them well. I would want them to do well. I have my opinions about them. I have my opinions about certain characters or the history of them or whatever the fuck. But at the same time, Jesus Christ, if you fail, we fail. So fuck it, do it right. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what else to add to that. I honestly think that, again, you like at the beginning of the segment, we touched upon it. Populism is a lot deeper than people expect or understand. And I think that those voices need to be heard before movement or change or goodness can come from this region. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once that happens, we'll see. Do you have anything else, love? Because I'm basically talked out at this point. First,
well, what do you think about because the lockdown light is for 2 weeks? Well, it's not for 2 weeks. It is said in 2 weeks they will reevaluate and then decide what they're gonna do.
2, 3, 4.
So you are already expecting that it will go longer than 2 weeks?
Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? Let me listen. The decisions taken now are only going to go into effect about a week from now. And that affectation, you're only going to see 2 weeks after that, because that's how long COVID takes to go back and forth. Whether you got the British, South African, whatever the fuck variant, that's how long it takes for shit to change, right? And if people take it serious, a week from now, you're gonna see that results 2 weeks from now. For 2 weeks from that point, ain't nothing. Some like a miracle from God Himself has to come to prove to me that this lockdown is not going to be a month. I'm fully convinced it's going to be a month, and I'm fearing that it's going to be a month as well. People in the house for 2 weeks could happen. People in the house for maybe 2.5 weeks could still, it's pushing it, but it's because you got to stick with your partner. We've seen this. We've gone through this already. You have to stick in the house with your partner. The house is not big enough, and you don't have the self-coping, the mechanisms to give your partner space or give yourself space, give the kids space, all of that shit come back yet again after a year, after all the bullshit, after I've been out of work for a while, after I ain't got no fucking food, no fucking money, no nada, nada, nada. Yo, I'm hoping and praying that it's not that, but common sense is telling me that it's going to be like about a month. It's going to be that it's going to be extended, and that's well within the purview of the current government that is now outgoing as well. As you said, new government is not in until May 19th, around there, around the middle of May, right? We're in the end of March.
Yeah.
It's a
But
long
I
fucking
also,
time
I also,
between them.
yeah,
Sorry.
I also think it will be long because at first I was like, what the fuck? They took away the beach. At least last time we had the beach. And then one of my colleagues said, no. In the beginning, we couldn't do shit. She didn't put it like that, but I forgot. And then indeed, slowly they were loosening up the rules. And then indeed, at a certain point, we could go from the beach to the beach. And then it was from this hour to this hour. And it was from 6 to 9 and all kind of thing. And so that's why I'm also thinking that it will be longer than 2 weeks because now it's quite strict. If in a week, like you say, it will take some time to measure the effect. If in a week the numbers are better, I'm thinking they're going to say, okay, now we allow you to go with only people of your household to the beach. You cannot sit together. There can only be two people and not four, whatever the rules that they have. Right. But the problem is the rules that are taken now, indeed, in about a week, we can start seeing the effects. But that is the same time that the explosion of the election will come in. The minister, the suspected, or they're assumed. So, Shonang, start making up with your wife or your husband. Start just buying some games, board games, and start stocking up on booze. That's all I can tell you.
A lot of man not get no pum pum tonight.
A lot of baby gonna be born in 9 months. That's what you mean?
No. Side chicks on the shelf, side niggas on the shelf.
Yeah, the side ones. Aye.
Can't travel. Blatchy the deal. Where the fuck you gone?
To the supermarket, but it was so very busy. It took me like 3 hours in the supermarket.
Hey, thanks. Jesus. Don't even, dude, we could talk. Yo, we could stop it here now. Like, for real, because I think that you and I would be mad enough to talk about everything. Everything lockdown, everything fucking election and one and so, but we don't want to come over as bitter. At least I've done that already. Let me leave you alone.
I thought it was my role to be bitter and sour.
No, no, you're supposed to be sour, I'm supposed to be bitter.
Okay, that's why we work. Okay, that's cool.
No, but it's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be right back. Whew. Welcome back, folks.
That's your interlude today? Woo!
Yeah, dude, I'm chatting Ric Flair. Woo! If you don't know about Ric Flair, I can't help you. I'm sorry. That is a piece of Americana that needs to be preserved.
Let's skip this. Marlo, what are we talking about now?
All right. Something came across my radar. I figure let me talk about it with you because I will preface this by saying I don't know about the subject in particular, but I know about the subject matter. And I will start it by this. Have you ever heard of a cat called Derrick Jaxn? There we go. Sorry. You see, I'm even getting his name wrong. Derrick Jaxn.
Yes. I've seen a couple of clips. He is a Facebook or a social media personality. Mm-hmm. And he sits in his car. And I don't know why. Like, why would you sit in a car? But he sits in a car, films himself, and then he's spouting wise words about relationships, supposedly. But how I know of it, I see him sometimes in my Facebook, like for a couple of years, since I've been back. Often too, I see him in my Facebook timeline. So either a friend liked it or commented on it, or somebody shared something. That's how I've come to know him. And sometimes when you're looking, the next clip automatically plays. So I've seen, bits and pieces of his shizzle.
Right.
How about you?
Okay, so I'll be 100% honest. I did not know fuck all about Derrick Jaxn. Jackson, Jaxn, you pretentious fuck. But we'll leave that alone. I did not know nothing about this dude up until about 24 hours ago. Up until about 24 hours, 20, maybe 48 hours ago. While I don't know about Derrick, I do know about Black Twitter, and I fucks with Black Twitter. I try as best as I can because I get jokes from there. There's a lot of jokes, a lot of memes, and it's outside of like a comic book, that is the best entertainment that I've got these days.
Okay, let me give a little bit more context of this.
Please do. Feel free.
He's an American, African American, of Afro American, whatever the term is, Black American, yeah, that.
Yeah.
And he in his posts are actually, I feel, geared towards women, because he's always talking about queens and validating women and empowering women, talking about women's worth, and especially in relation to men. So he's always talking about men that are not good, men that display toxic behavior, and how that's not good, and how you need to treat a queen, and what you should or should not accept, things like that. So he's very much about, Black women empowerment, I guess. And he's very much, he's basically giving love advice. He's a relationship guru. He started in 2012 with a blog, I think. And then he started filming himself. And actually the blog was about the mistakes that he made in losing, or that resulted in him losing his high school sweetheart or his college sweetheart, Vedic Phil. And then he was talking about it, and he reformed and Vedic Phil. So he's giving a lot of advice. And then eventually he got back together with his girlfriend. They got married. They have children now. But when I was watching,
me gonna tell you no lie, right? So I found out about this dude recently, but I've seen this dude many a fucking day. And I don't know who participates in the game of life and pussy and all these things or whatnot and so. But anybody who participates in the game, for me, from my part, from my end, knows that this man was a pussy hole from a long time. This man was never on point. Wait, we gonna get to what he did. But I gotta say something. Up like a front. This was a nigga. If you know what it is, this was a dude that would come with you to the club, would mac on chicks with you at the club, both you and him married, but somehow he would give the information about what going on, and you as his partner would never fucking know. He's the man that tried to inform. He's the man that tried to make other partners look bad to make himself look good. You check what I mean? Now I say all of that to say this, to come back. Yeah. The man got exposed this week. This fucking week. He's been married for a certain amount of years or whatever. Apparently he's been haunting his wife for about 4 years of that. And not just haunting.
Well, he's been married 4 years, so basically from the beginning, and probably from before, because his first blog was he lost his wife because of his whatever behavior. I'm assuming he was haunting from back then. Supposedly reformed, got married, but he never stopped.
But there's something to be said for this, right? You talk about how he's a relationship guru. You talk about how He talk about queens and so on and so. This nigga prostrates himself. I didn't want to say prostate. Sorry, prostrates himself at the altar of the Nubian queen. Everything for the Nubian queen, my goddess, my queen. I should not disrespect, and no black man should disrespect his Nubian goddess and whatnot. And so this is how his shit comes across. And the man went and literally broke up homes, did all kinds of monkey fuck because people listened to what he had to say.
Wait before we go to what he had to say. We're still at the Nubian queen nonsense.
Right.
He even at different episodes or whatever you want to call them, where he was saying, no, I mean literal film episodes.
Right.
Where he was saying like, he was talking about monogamy. He was like, and where he was like dissing people, like a vibe, like only losers cheat and real men are monogamous and real men, if you're mature, then you're whatever, you're loyal to your woman and you're faithful to your woman. All kind, like real men who think their women are queens, do not cheat. Like he was on a very, very, very high horse.
You understand?
What happened?
Thank you. You see, you made my case for me. There are times when you and I disagree, but there are kind of times when I just let you be and you just do the fucking thing. Let me tell you something, right?
Well, I didn't do nothing. I was stating the facts.
This nigga. Listen, anytime you hear black people say this nigga, be prepared, right? This nigga had the audacity to make it seem as if that that brothers were the only ones that were doing dirt, that brothers are the only ones that need help, the brothers are the only one or whatever. And I'm not going to knock into women right here. This is not it. This is more like him taking a target of opportunity, because the narrative is, black men ain't shit. The narrative is black men is always on and whatnot, so which is fairly earned. I will say this, not completely earned, but fairly earned, right? You're going to go stand up on your high horse, just as you say, and you're going to sit this down the third and whatnot and so, and you ain't living that life, then brother, you need to sit the fuck down. This is the problem. This is the problem with a lot of so-called gurus and it's not just relationships, just anything that you want to speak upon, and you're not living that life. If you ain't living that life and you're talking to black people and you're trying to preach to black folk, you need to sit the fuck down if you're not doing it, because your shit gonna come out. My man had the audacity to come out and this and that and one and so and so. And what I had like about it, because I always like about it, is the memes. The memes that had fucking came out of this shit. The nigga posted an apology fucking video like today. I think in the last 24 hours, no more than that. Maybe 36. I mean, time difference or whatever the fuck. But he posted an apology video with his wife looking fucking just ragged out and stupid. You know what I mean? Trying to hold a hand and everything else and one and the soul.
Oh, he looked stupid. Yeah, okay.
No, but I'm trying to say is that you're trying to create a semblance of this whole thing of, you're trying to apologize and be right at the same time. Doesn't work. It does not work. It does not work. It is either I'm sorry or people got it wrong. Kevin Hart, believe it or not, did it right. Kevin Hart was on the high horse for a little bit. He was like, yo, Dread, I left my baby mama and my ex-wife. I'm on to the new wife. I'm on to the new kids and whatnot. And so, and he was on that shit for a long time. Then the sex tape came out and he's like, yo, Dread, I was wrong. I was gassed. I was this, I was that. This is how I was wrong, blah, 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 blah. People forgave him. People actually gave fucking Kevin Hart. People, huh?
He cheated on his new wife, or
he cheated on the new wife. He had a moment. It was right about last year too. Yeah, like it was right about maybe March, maybe 2020. Started to come out a little bit or whatever, and he cheated on the new wife with some thotty in Las Vegas or whatnot. But the thotty was trying to flex him for like a little bit of money. Was trying to like tape him and blackmail him for like a little bit.
almost I want to say. Like sometimes some men are so stupid. Echt.
Are we debating that? Because that's not to be fucking debated. Pussy makes us stupid. That's my thing from way back when. The fucking jewel, the clam, the
Okay, Marlo.
that thing makes us stupid. It like it does. And there's another conversation to be had as to why and to how, but it does make us stupid. And the whole
Maar,
thing of people being
yeah.
like my entertainment came from the fact that people were like, "Holy shit!" Derrick Jaxn. Like, oh, did you get him?
No, no,
You didn't get him. You didn't get
just
the blood
now.
in the hands. You didn't get the. No, but my entertainment came from just the shock of yet another celeb, good looking dude. Because be honest, he is a good looking dude. He's black chocolate type of dude or whatever. But another like dude like, oh, holy shit, he cheated. Cheating is normal at this point. Cheating is a
No,
regular
maar
thing
no.
at this point.
Yeah, maar what, the thing is, and maybe you can explain it from the perspective of a man.
All
Like,
right.
what's the issue? Cheating is normal, is what you say. I do not find it normal. I think it's gewoon abnormal. I think it's gewoon super love, so super
Well, you've
cowardice.
never
It is
cheated.
so, I never cheated, and I don't think I ever will cheat because I think that is just an act of cowardice. Like, what is the problem of discussing this with your spouse or with your significant other? What is the problem of saying, yo, you know what? There's this other person that really floats my boat. Um, I know it sucks for you, but this is what ik even ga doen. Like,
And it was that's the problem right there. Because I know it sucks for you, like eradicates, destroys whatever ego they might have left.
no,
That's
no.
the
What
problem that the right.
destroys and eradicates whatever is when you find out that you've been cheated on. That trust gone. Believe in someone gone. High
Yeah,
esteem
but
of someone gone, 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 gone. Only thing that stays is maybe an STD. I
wait,
mean,
yo, they got medication for that. Fuck you. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, so have you never felt insecure in a relationship?
of course, and it's not comfortable. But
It's
I
not
think
comfortable. But then, have you not wanted to like try to lock that relationship down in a particular way, in any way, shape, or form, and anything that person says that is out of "I love you, I worship you, I adore you," does that not be seen as like, yo, Joe, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck do I gotta do? Like, what the fuck do I gotta deal with or whatever? Insecurities, unfortunately, is a very big part of how we deal with everybody every day. Outside of man, woman, and sex or whatever, boss, employee relationships, all that shit, insecurity has a big part to deal with. But to come back to the subject at hand, I do think that insecurity makes us do dumb shit, like real dumb shit. And to find out, to understand that somebody likes somebody more than somebody likes the way that they cook more than I cook, the way that they make them laugh more than I make them laugh.
no, maar that is a
That shit will
wrong.
fuck with you, no matter if it's honest or not.
No, that is a wrong way of looking at it. It's not that okay, for specific things maybe, but it is not like I like the way the other makes me laugh more than you. No, the other one makes me laugh in a different manner than you. Like it is not about, volgens mij, it's not about the one replacing something that you ain't got, or the one putting something there that you ain't got. It is gewoon adding. It is gewoon adding to something that's already there.
Okay, but you're educated. You're in control of your pussy. You have your own money. You're a goddess and whatnot. Not everybody there. That is
Nee. Kijk, for me, and the reason why I don't think I will ever cheat is gewoon because of respect. The respect that I have for my partner. I think it's gewoon so disrespectful because you're just betraying someone. And once you betray someone, it's so hard to re-earn the trust, and like your relationship will not be the same. For me,
have you been
yeah,
disrespectful like that?
I'm disrespectful like a mofo, maar niet in that regard.
No, but I'm saying, have you ever disrespected somebody like that? Like, have you? You say you haven't cheated, but have you like explained somebody, yo, Dread, I like you, but I'm horny for that one. Like, have you ever explained somebody that one?
Also, no. Maar okay, I was saying it in jokes and stuff, but I think there's a conversation that needs to be had. Like, you know?
I agree with you. I agree with you. There is a conversation that needs to be had, but that conversation is not easy.
No, maar that is the whole thing of a relationship. Relationship marriages are not easy, and that's why we forget. So when shit hits the fan, instead of misschien it doesn't even hit the fan, because a lot of the time the premise is that you cheat because something is wrong. En dat hoeft echt niet het geval te zijn. Het hoeft echt niet iets wrong te zijn. Maar you need to go there. You need to discuss these things with your partner. And you need to...
I do my best. I do my best to both address my shortcomings and my partner's shortcomings. I have a wife of about 6 years and a couple of days. You was at a wedding. Hey yo. You know, I feel myself extremely lucky with her. Extremely lucky with her. Beyond lucky, because she ticks a lot of boxes. Sex, she ticks a box. Mind, she ticks a box. Body, she ticks a box. Humor, she ticks a box. Drive, money, all that shit. She ticks a box, you know what I mean? But I still try to tell her where my mind is at. And I still try to explain to her where my mind is at, you know? And this is something that I don't mind putting out there, because I explain this to everybody. You've heard this a couple of times too, like, as well. I don't mind telling her, like, yo, Dread, I find the ass on that particular girl just extremely fat. But she doesn't just take it. Like, she, in turn, tells me, yo, you're a little too chubby, partner. That dude looking right today. Or you see that you don't put down the toilet seat. Fucking hell, that dude does, and I like it, you know? We try to explain that to each other. And in explaining that, in moving with that, in going with that, I do agree with you. There is a health in that. There is a health or whatnot. But for me and my wife to have gotten to that place, and trust, there's a lot of history. There's a lot of like, there's a long tail on that kite. You know what I mean? We've had to go through some shit to get to where we're at. That amount of honesty, I don't think most people are ready for yet. I don't think that most people are. We would want that from each other's partners. We want that from ourselves. I don't think that we're ready for that shit yet. And that, I think, like, the baby steps of that is what we need. For me, is what I think that as a community that we need to learn. Doesn't matter who the fuck you are, black, white, whatever the fuck. We need to learn how to talk to people about, yo, Dread, I like this, I don't like that. How can you? Let me ask a question to give it to you. How can you explain to your partner that you don't make me come? You do not make me come. You don't.
Yeah, that is very difficult.
There's a difficult question. It's a difficult fucking question. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. It is uncomfortable, and you need to be aware of that. Your partner is not gonna like it. Is not gonna, there's no nice way to say it, and it's not hard.
I take it personally.
Say, oh, okay. Let's work on it. Like, people will be genuinely hurt. If somebody would tell me that, I would be hurt. I would feel insecure. But it's a process. You have to work through it. Like I said, it hurts. It's uncomfortable. And I'm gonna be probably have malbijs for a week or maybe a month. Like, I won't be in the best of spirits. But at the end of the day, you want to please your partner. So at the end of the day, I will go and think, okay, this is not about me. And I know I'm much more than the orgasm, but I would like my partner to be happy and to come and all those things. Let's work on it. A lot of people don't even get to that point.
Here's something that I could even put on top of that, and it comes back to the whole Derrick Jaxn thing and whatnot. So, right, Derrick Jaxn, for lack of what I've seen beyond, he promotes perfection. He promotes like, yo, queen, there's a perfect man out there for you, and all of that or whatever. So I don't believe in that. I believe that we're all flawed. We're all banged up messes. And the person that is for you, you like their good points, but you like their bad points as well. My wife has a lot of bad points. I love them to death.
Now,
I have a lot of bad points.
One of
My
the
wife
only
loves them to death. Like, for real.
I wouldn't frame it like that. I wouldn't let you like the bad points. Nay, for me, mostly it was more like, okay, your bad points suck. I don't really like them, but they're part of you. I like you, so I accept those. I accept those annoying parts of you. Dat is het meer. Niet that I love them. Dat is pas een beetje. It's more I accept them, and also the good things way more heavy than the bad things. So yes, I accept those stupid nonsense of yours.
Stupid nonsense. Why do you have to crunch your cereal so loud? Why do you have to? But I could give, like, I could definitely give that to that. Like, I would love for all of my single friends, all of my not in happy spaces friends, to just admit that fact that there is not a perfection to be had. There's no Disney fairy tale for this shit. There is a work to be done. There is something to be had in getting up every day and choosing to love the person that is right next to you. It's not every day. Just as you said, I don't like my wife every day. My wife doesn't like me every fucking day. And I think it's a fucking balance at that point, because there are days when I piss her off beyond, and I know, because I piss you off too, like, as well. I know that I piss off women. There is something to be had in that. You check what I mean? There is something to be said for me wanting to work on whatever. I like her enough to want to change. I like my friends in friendship too. I like my friends enough to want to change. I might be an asshole going in, but because my friends don't like these racist jokes or these bad jokes or whatever, you know what? Let me stop them. Let me ease up with them. Let me do whatever with them, because I like my friends as well. There is something to be said for that. And I think that, like, the Dexter. I keep calling him fucking Dexter.
Call him Dex.
Devon. Derrick Jaxn, like, from the little I've seen in the last 24 hours, like, he promotes this idea of, like, it can be perfect. And no, it can't be perfect. There's no such thing as perfection.
Yeah.
Working every day. I love you enough to get up and get this thing right. You check what I mean? I like our friendship, just to give like an example. Me and you, me and fucking Denise Fiber, right? I love our friendship. And so thusly, when she calls me out of my shit, I'm not just going to dismiss her. I'm not just going to put her away. Yo, Dred, you know what? She's right. I got to look at this. I got to ask this. I got to talk about this. I got to do this or whatever. And in the same way, you have shown me the same type of respect. You cannot have a relationship, no matter romantic or otherwise, without giving and taking. And my man looked as if that he gave a lot, but he actually took a lot. And that was the schadenfreude for that. My man was hypocritical in the fact of, yo, Dred, he's talking this shit and he's horning his woman left and right. You can't do that, bro. You can't. I'm sorry, you can't. You set us all fucking back. You set the queens back because they believed in you. You set brothers back because they was looking up to you. They set every fucking body back. Yo, leave it alone, bro. Live your truth at least, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to goed spreken with the apology video or whatever the fuck. Stop it. You know what I mean?
But why do guys cheat if you can generalize?
You can't. You can't. You can't. This is a dirty truth, and I'll say it in one sentence and leave it there. Guys have the same insecurities as women, but we express it in different ways. That's all it is. And I'll give you into something else. So take it from here if you want to.
Yeah, I have to ponder this for a little bit.
You have to ponder this. All right. Let me
I
give you something to
everybody-
ponder. Let me give you something to ponder. The guy is just as insecure getting naked in front of you the first time that you have sex as you are in front of him. The guy is as insecure on the first date with you, hoping that you're gonna laugh at his jokes as you are with him. The guy is just as deep in his own bullshit with the family as you are with yours. The
No,
problem
I
is
get all that. But how do you go from there to let me just fuck around?
because we like our penises.
But there are many things you can do with a penis. You don't always have to stick them in somebody that you're not committed to, you know?
No, but
If you have somebody at home.
we like our penises. Our penis and us are best friends.
Oh,
And
God.
it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight, because as long as you're a man, your penis is your best friend. Your
Do you have
penis
a
is one
name
of your
for
best.
penis?
If not your best friend, you're one of your best friends, and you will deal with the man. Sorry, you will listen to the man. You will try to reason with the man. He has his own voice. He has his own way of dealing with things or one and so. And you try to reason with your penis a whole lot of times. Yo, this ain't right. This is not. You have an asshole friend? Do you have an asshole friend, D? Do you have an asshole? I mean, probably me, but yeah, do you have an
Yeah, I
asshole?
want to say I'm looking at him, but okay, let me not be asshole yet. I might know an asshole or two.
The asshole friend will always try to get you to do the thing that you're not supposed to do technically.
Yeah.
Penis is your asshole friend as a guy. Is always talking to you. It'll always tell you that
Why nothing disturbing? Your penis is your best friend. Like, I can't get over that. Marlo, that is fun. It's too much.
it's too much, but it is the truth. It is
I
the
see also a children's book. My penis is my best friend. I see a children's book. I might write one. Friend.
Yo.
Mar-
Okay, let me ask a different question. Has your pussy ever talked to you? Not what it said, not what, just plain out. Has your pussy ever spoke to you like, yo, you have a different mind, but your pussy talking to you?
No, it sometimes says, "Hello, I'm awake." That's the only thing that happens.
Okay.
But the same way I can say, "Oh ja, leuk. Ga maar weer lekker slapen."
Nee, maar no. But
It is, yeah.
there are times when, and it happens a lot more when you're younger, but there are times when your dick talks to you and it pardon the pun, but it points out like, yo, Dread, we dealing with this tonight. Yo, partner, Dread, what going on, partner? This is that, whatever. And you gotta literally talk your dick down. And most guys who are decent, who are all right, they talk the dick down and they get out of trouble. Certain guys like Harvey Weinstein, they listen to the dick. They listen to the dick and be like, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. It's not. And half the time, it ends up in trouble. It ends up in weird places and weird things and whatnot. So I've had to tell my dick no more times than I can fucking count. And I'm not pretty. I'm not handsome. I'm not none of that shit. I've had my spaces. I've had my moments. I've had to tell my dick no. I've had to like, dude, no, we're not doing this. Because I live by a bigger code. I was raised by my mother. I was raised by women and whatnot. So I look at things at a better perspective. I don't claim to be woke. I don't claim to be any fucking thing beyond what I am, but I've had a better perspective. You know what I mean? And sometimes guys don't have that. Sometimes you don't have the friend that pulls you out of the fucking situation. Be like, yo, Dread, you're too drunk. She's too drunk. Let's Just leave it alone. You know what I mean? It doesn't always happen. And guys are dumb like that.
Yeah.
We've spoken on some shit.
Okay. Back to the Jackson dude. Like, okay, Mr. Jackson, who is the love guru, relationship guru, Nubian queen. You have to be monogamous, blah blah blah. Turns out he's sleeping around. And okay, so now he went on Facebook or wherever on his platform to
Right.
apologize, to to explain. It was not really an apology. And then he had his wife sitting next to him, and she was not looking too happy. Let me put it like that. It was not like she really loved to be there. And
You go ahead and do this.
he was almost keeping her captive. The way he was holding her hand, I was like, "What's wrong with you, dude? What is wrong with you? Get a grip, but not your lady's hand." Okay, fine. Um, what do you think of like how he involved his wife in the whole? Did you see the apology, or did you only see the
No,
memes of
I
the
saw
apology?
bits and pieces and I saw parodies of it. From what I've seen, I can say it was a bitch move because you only have your wife there as validation for what you've done. You can only and only God knows what has been spoken behind the scenes or whatever. But you're trying to show to the world that, hey, if she's okay with it, it should be okay. And at that point, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, I know what those politics looks like. Dread, we fucking had what's the name of that fucking Jesus H.
All of the American politicians who do
Exactly. There was a
transgressions.
politician. There was a
And the
Democratic
wife
politician in the
sadly,
states that had
then the
he
wife had,
cheated on his wife or whatever the fuck, and she had brain cancer, and he came out or
oh
whatever.
yeah, was it Edwards? Was it Edwards?
Yeah, there was Edward
John
something,
Edwards?
but I want to say Edward Snowden, but I know that is
Yeah,
wrong.
John Edwards, I think. Was it him?
Some
And then he was with a mistress somewhere.
some fuck, but he's trying to
Yeah.
absolve your sins. I listen to me. I will plain say, and I dare anybody to change this for me. I have been caught out there. Not even caught. I put myself out there because I came up when things was weird, and I took my tongue lashing as it was. Didn't ask for nobody to stand next to me. Didn't ask for no excuse or whatever the fuck. Marla Brown did this. Anybody who wants to have an apology video or make an apology and they want to have I didn't like that from Tiger Woods either. Tiger Woods, when everything had came down or whatever the fuck, and then after about 6 months he had his guru and a new person and whatever the fuck. And yo, Dread, you like pussy, you like whores, you like this. Done. Let's not try to make it anything different. You know what I mean? My man tried to make it into something different. Derrick Jaxn tried to make it into something different. You know what I mean? And he tried to make his wife be a part of the fucking apology. And you can tell. I agree with you. It was fucking a hostage situation. You can tell she was. Listen to me. She got ambushed in the morning. You could tell she had her fucking fucking.
I was like, why? I don't know. Why is she looking like that?
She had listen to me. She had a bonnet on from the night before. She had her her night clothes. She was about to cook some crab or some shit. Yo, Dread, there was no bullshit about that, Dread, in the Zinfun. Anybody who knows what it is knows that she was not happy in that moment. You could tell. And with that,
But yeah.
I feel, and I'll leave it at this. I feel like she went along with it because of the money. Because turns out that this dude has a lot of followers. 2.3 million on Facebook, if not 1.4 million on YouTube. He has money. There's money coming in. So she's trying to, my guess is she's trying to protect the brand. You tell me whatever you feel about that.
See, many things, because I thought it was also curious. Like the wife was looking, I should not comment on how women look, because you should look however you feel comfortable. In this instance, I don't know if she was comfortable, but she was looking like the guy looking like $1,000,000. That it's a good looking guy. He's very muscled and yeah, okay, he's looking good. Kijk, de wife was looking dat ik echt dacht van oké, kan je zelf niet iets wat meer like make yourself look a little more presentable and like because not this because I hate this. I hate to value women or based on how they look. If you don't want to comb your hair, don't comb your hair. If you want to be with a bonnet on TV, do whatever the fuck you like. Dat is niks meer aan de hand. But to me, it was weird because the guy, how he is, indeed, he wants to portray an image of perfection. Everything is perfect. He's good looking. La, 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 la. So I am assuming, this is just an assumption, that his lady should also look perfect. She should also look very nice, glamorous, like she should play the part. And in this case, she was not playing the part. Dus toen dacht ik, a guy like you would normally, I don't think, want to be caught sitting next to a lady how she looks. Not that she's ugly and so, but for his image of perfection, it did not fit. So I was even thinking, like, did he make her dress like that just to portray like a sort of image? Like, I had to. Of course, I was cheating on her. I was even thinking that, like, of course, I had to cheat. Look at her. That's ick. Now that she was ambushed, I thought that he told her just wear your clothes that you paint the house in, or you take out the trash. Just wear that, and then I think that he, because he's not the type. He doesn't seem like the type to sit next to somebody who's not perfect. So I was like, what is going on here?
Nadra.
Yo,
D, you're on point. You're on point like a motherfucker. You're on point like a laser. Pussy. Let me tell you something, right?
Just assumptions. We're not on point. Assumptions.
No. But real talk. The man, listen to me. It is real easy to break apart a facade. And my man had a facade up and he got exposed, and that's what it is. He got exposed in the cheating, he got exposed in the wife, he got exposed in his apology, whatever the fuck. He got exposed. And you can say what you want about, that maybe he got caught in a bad moment or whatever. Yo, pictures are worth 1,000 words for everything. This is why we're doing this thing live enough. When it comes to us giving our reactions and whatnot and so too, like as well. You can't hide that shit. Live your truth. Live your truth, and we'll see from there. You know what I mean? So the hard lesson I had to fucking
but the thing is interesting. The thing is interesting, and just to go a little bit further into because I was like, what the hell is going on? Usually, I don't care about other people's life, but indeed, you were telling me this thing is exploding, so I was like, okay, let me take a look. Then in the interview, because you made a point that he had his wife there just to
make it look good.
Make it look good and sort of redeem himself. But it was not only that. So it was like, okay, if the wife can deal with it or accept it, so everybody has to accept it. So something like that. Right. But not only that, they went on the God's tour. Thus, he is now reformed. He found God. And
wow.
He went on the God tour. There's now the woman said, the wife said she got a lot of criticism. People were saying like, why didn't you leave his ass? And she says she did. But then when she saw that he was moving different, she came back. And he's moving different because he found the Lord. I was like, you pulled every trick in the book, and they are indeed protecting the brand, because I don't think the wife really appreciates this whole nonsense here. She even said it, of course. But indeed, you say she's staying with him for the money. I don't know, but I think a plausible explanation is that money does play a part, but they also have kids. So I imagine that maybe she wants to still keep it together.
No, but I will say this much, and I can make a lot of jokes about this because trust you me, I was very much in the middle of something too when I was a kid. I can make a lot of jokes about this, but at the end of the day, women accept what they want to accept. Women deal with what they want to deal with. And if she decided to deal with this thing in this particular way, it's not on us or anybody else to get in the middle of that. If she wants to deal with this way, fine. We can have an opinion about it. I definitely have an opinion about it. It's not for us to to having a to go beyond what she has said. Kobe Bryant's wife got real quiet after he presented her with a fucking ring, like a superhero ring, after those rape charges, man. Those rape charges might have been false, but the fact that he was in the room with this chick, his semen was found or whatever, means something was going on. She accepted some shit, which is to be, a little bit kind of inferred to where Kobe presented the ring. Everybody makes a decision. Everybody makes a decision in life once. So. Dexter. I keep calling him Dexter. Fuck it. Derrick Jaxn. Derrick Jaxn and his wife got to figure it out. They're two human beings at the end of the day. Whether or not you agree with them, whether or not you agree with her, whether or not you agree with any fucking thing, but they're two human beings at the end of the day. At the end of the day, they got to figure it out for themselves. I don't agree with them, and so I can call that shit out. I have the freedom of speech, as do you. And so, thusly, we will speak about this shit at the end of the day. But when it comes to man-woman relationship or woman-woman, man-man, whatever the fuck, because we're not heteronormative here, like either. We give space to.
You proud of yourself, Marlo?
It's not virtue signaling, sweetheart. It's too much booze, and we're trying to get to the end of something. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we are. Listen, two people got to figure it the fuck out. Two people got to figure it the fuck out. And at the end of the day, if those two people figure it the fuck out, then that's on them. That's not on us. It's not on. They are part of the tribe. They are part of the society. Whatever the fuck. It's not on us. We cannot dictate to them as to whether or not they are happy or not, whether or not they are okay or not, whether or not she should leave, he should leave, they should leave, whatever the fuck. We cannot dictate nothing to nobody. That's what I found entertaining about this shit. Because
that's what you found entertaining?
A brother. No, but listen to the irony of this shit. A brother who dictates to people who should leave or not needs to find out whether or not his wife needs to leave or not. And these people need to figure out whether or not they follow him on the fact of whether or not that he leaves or not, or she leaves or not. I find that shit to be fucking mind-blowing. You are going too far in your relationship at that point. It's not between me and my wife or me and my wife, and we'll take advice and one answer from certain people because that's how people are. But at the end of the day, me and her got to figure it out. If me and her can't figure it out, then that's it. She goes her way, I go mine. I can't tell Denise. Denise is one of my partners. Denise is one of my peoples. I cannot tell her how to live her life. I need to be there for her when the fucking chips fall. I need to hold her head on my shoulder, hopefully, when the time comes, if the time comes. I need to cheer her when she gets a new conquest or whatever the fuck. That's what my role is. I can't tell her what the fuck that she needs to do. And this whole
you can tell me anything. I would just not listen, but you can tell me anything.
Good. But this whole thing about the whole fact that Dexter, I keep calling Dexter, the whole fact that Derrick Jaxn exists means that some people are taking on the fact that another person can tell me about me and that person.
No, I think that is a little bit too gechargeerd. I think gechargeerd. Gewoon we chargeren allemaal wel eens. I think it is not wrong, and I don't think it's weird to look up to other people, to listen to their advice. He's not per se telling, like he's sharing his knowledge. I don't want to call it wisdom. He's sharing his knowledge. He's sharing his insight. He's sharing his
Right.
ideas. And the listener, the consumer of what he produces, will take from it what they want and how they see fit. So I'm not saying like how you said it, like other people to tell how you about your life. No, everybody takes advice. Everybody listens to someone, whether it's about your love life or about your financials, about whatever. Everybody takes advice because you need information to make decisions, and sometimes you really don't know, and then you look around to see who's doing it in what way and what might work for me, and then you listen or you see something, you say, hey, maybe that's something for me, and you try it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I don't think it's weird to follow somebody's advice. I think that is normal, and I think you should. I think you should be as informed as possible, and based on the information you gather, you make your own decisions. When that, at the end of the day, that is what it is. You make your own decisions. So even people who are brainwashed, or even people who voted for MFK for whatever reason, just to tie it all in, they made their own decisions.
Yeah.
You made your own. You made. Oftentimes, it's not that easy to spot that it was a decision, and but it was a decision. So
It was a decision.
yeah,
All right.
that's what I say. It was a decision.
Lot of mercy, D.
Latimer said,
Lot of mercy. Bring us home, sweetheart. Bring us
"I
home.
home.
You're sounding good. You're
I
sounding
go
good.
to bed now, people.
You're going to bed. Fuck it.
Salud. Buonanotte.
We're done. No, people. All right. All right. Jesus Christ. It was an evening again. This is Marlo Brown with the shortest beard you're gonna see for about 3 weeks. That's Denise Fiber. I mean, son of a bitch, love. We did it well. We did it good. I enjoyed this evening.
Marlo, you cannot toot your own horn. Dat vind ik gewoon niet chic. Gewoon niet chic.
Nishik.
Gewoon niet chic.
You see, this is why you don't have a penis, because men have to sell themselves at all times. I gotta let people know that I'm the shit. You look good. Everything look good and everything cool, so you don't have to explain the fact. I have to. Explain.
I don't. That is always okay. That's a show for another time, because I always have this discussion with one of my friends, especially like if we're looking at how men and women behave. If you generalize it a bit, then, and especially in the professional field, that you have all these guys are so cocky and bragging about whatever the fuck they've done, and then you're looking at a guy and thinking, what the fuck? Je weet niet eens iets van iets. I know all the shit. I did all the work. And then women are a little bit too humble because we don't want to brag. Some women don't want to brag. So, okay, it's something to be said. There's something to be said for that.
I'm gonna leave it at that because you know and I know what's going on. We can leave it at that.
I know. I have no clue what's going on. With the cliffhanger like this, I'm like, what the fuck, Marlo?
So
I know what's going on.
Tune in next fucking week.
I guess.
Yo, people, my name is Marlo Brown. That's Denise Fiber. Hey, getting it right. Boomba. We are the Drunken Monks.
See you next week. I won't be moving nowhere. My ass is staying home.